I'm sitting in my room thinking that it's been more than a year since I got onto the normal self improvement. I'm starting to see results now: better physique, better looks, more respect, and a business and all of that stuff. But there's just one problem: I don't really feel satisfied. So I start doing more gym, more business, more time on looks, more, everything more. I still don't feel satisfied at all. Then I leave the gym to work on my YouTube channel. So I start working out at home. After some time of working out at home, I start watching YouTube videos while working out, coping that I don't have any time other than this. Then one day, as I'm watching or listening to videos while working out, a video titled Allah is Watching comes up by Taha bin Jalil. I know this guy and I respect him a lot. He a year ago helped me get out of the haram stuff that I was involved in. So I click on the video, I watch it, and I like it. It's different. It's different than the normal self improvement videos you see out there. So I start watching a lot more of their videos. Since I already had a YouTube channel, so I make it Islamic as well. And let me tell you one thing: clicking on that video on that day was one of the best decisions that I ever made in my entire life. Because Allah welcomed me back with open arms. Let me make a guess about who you are. You're someone who is in a haram relationship, or he really wants to get into one. You're someone who vapes, who maybe listens to music, who doesn't really control his gaze, and so he looks at the opposite gender, even though he's not supposed to do that. You're someone who doesn't really control his tongue. You maybe watch porn, you watch movies, you maybe watch even anime, and you play video games as well. Or you're someone who is above all those things, who is better than all those things, who has been on self improvement for around 1 2 years now, but you're still away from Islam. So this means you go to the gym, you read books, you watch Iman Gaji and Hamza Ahmed, you watch like full length, raw, like unedited videos because they're really good for your attention span. You have a small business. You maybe sometimes listen to music. You maybe sometimes look at the opposite gender, and you maybe sometimes use foul language, but you're still not satisfied. Even though you have all those things, you maybe even have a small business as well, you're still not satisfied. You thought that getting onto self-improvement and getting more and more of this stuff, like the material stuff, like the physique, like the money, the status, the respect, all of these things will give you satisfaction. But you've been getting all those things for nearly 2 years now, and you're still not satisfied. Or you have convinced yourself that because you have done so many sins, either you're someone who is on self improvement or you're someone who is not on self improvement. Because you have done so many sins, Allah will never forgive you. Because you have talked to so many girls, because you have vaped a lot, because you have used a lot of foul language, because you have done all of these things, Allah will never forgive you. And now it's Ramadan, and your heart wants to be different. Your heart wants to change something. You feel something different in your heart. You feel like you feel something this like you feel that you want to really change. You feel just an annoying sound again and again coming from your heart, that why what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? Every single time you do those sins, like every single time you do those fun habits, they're not really that fun anymore. You don't really get that much satisfaction out of those things anymore. You're just tired of those things. But you really think that he will never forgive you because you have done so many sins. And even if you think that he will forgive you, and you know that he will forgive you if you ask for forgiveness, you don't really want to be called a movie, because you think that what will my friends and family say, that what has happened to you? You were just a fine person before entering this Ramadan, and now look at you. You're like talking about Islamic stuff, and you're like talking about all of these things. What happened to you? Why have you become a movie? But remember that all you have to say is that, Ya Allah, I ask forgiveness for what I have done, everything that I have done, and I want to come back to you. Please show me a path. Just take one step. Just ask Allah about this. Like, just ask for forgiveness. I'm not saying that you should become an extreme Molvi and that you should like wear only white shalwar kameez and you should like grow a full beard and you should like stop doing anything that. I'm not saying any of that stuff. No, I'm not saying that you should do any of that stuff. I'm just saying just take one step towards Him. Because remember that Allah Himself said that if my slave walks to me, I will run to him. And so this means that you only have to take a few steps to get really close to Allah. Because if you walk to Him, He will run to you. And so just start the walk. Just take the first step. And what is that step going to be? Well, do wuzu, go to a somewhat of a quiet room, set the prayer mat, then pray two rakats or pray the first prayer if you haven't still prayed, and then just sit there and then just talk to Allah. Just sit there for maybe 30 minutes, an hour. No, no, no. I'm not saying that you have to do this every single day. No, I'm saying because you're feeling that feeling in your heart. I'm just saying just do it once. Do it today. Do it right now. Just do it. Just take the first step. And I can say with guarantee that you will not feel hopeless after this, that Allah will never let you down after this. Like, Allah will never, like, because you have taken the first step towards Him, He will show Himself to you. He will show you a path. Because He only shows a path to people who really want to change. He doesn't really show a path to the people who don't want to change. Because you're feeling that feeling in your heart right now, He will show you a path if you are honest with yourself and with Him as well. And then just every single day, just start praying 5 times every single day. And I'm not saying that you have to be like really extreme and you must go to the mosque every single day 5 times a day. No, I'm not saying any of those things, because you are just coming on this path. I'm just telling you, just pray 5 times a day, even if it is at your home. The best is to go to the mosque, but if you don't want to, just pray at your house. I'm not saying that you have to go to the mosque. And then ask for forgiveness for the sins you have done. Do istighfar for the sins you have done. And then try to leave those sins slowly but surely. Like, try to leave those sins slowly but surely. You will fall again and again. And when you do not call yourself names. Do not call yourself an idiot, a dumbass, or anything like that. Don't say that you cannot even leave these things. And especially if you are on self improvement, you will really call yourself a lot of these names because you have high standards, because you have been on this path for around 2 years now. But I'm telling you, do not call yourself names or anything like that. Be easy on yourself. I know this is not my motto, and I don't really say this a lot, that be easy on yourself, but you must be easy on yourself in the start of this path. Because if you're not easy on yourself, who knows what might happen, and you might not want to ever come back to this path ever again because you were too harsh with yourself. So start praying 5 times a day, then ask for forgiveness for the sins you have done in your past life, and then start living those sins slowly but surely. And if you fall, do not call yourself names. And then lastly, learn about Islam, gain knowledge about Islam, because I'm telling you with the 100% guarantee that, bro, it is a lot better, and it is a lot more modern than you think it is. The main reason is you don't like Islam right now is because you haven't really learned about Islam. Because the main source of Islam is Quran, and you haven't even read the translation of the Quran. And I'm not saying that you have to go and read it. And if you want to, you can. But as your first step, just pray 5 times a day, do istighfar, and then like start to leave the sins and the things I have already told you. But the third thing, like the last thing, is just learn about Islam, just gain knowledge about Islam. And like the people I watched were like Yuslam, mainly Abu Saad, Taha ibn Jalil, and then their CEO, whose name is, I think I forgot. I'm not saying that you have to watch these people. No, I'm not saying that you must watch these people and like these are the only people that you can watch. No, I'm not saying anything like that. Just watch the people that you relate to the most. These were the people that I related to the most, and so I watched them the most. And if you relate to someone else who is teaching you about Islam, like the correct Islam, just start watching their videos. There's nothing wrong with that. But gain knowledge about Islam, learn about Islam, and make sure to take action on those steps. Start the walk, take the first step, and I can guarantee you, Allah will show you a path. And so if you want to join a community of like-minded people so that they can help you to get better on this path and like to take more steps on this path, click the first link if you're male and click the second link if you're female. And so do good, and inshallah I will see you in Jannah. Take the first step, bro. Please, if I can get one thing into your brain, it would be take the first step.